box. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Christian. What number did you pick?
1.
1. Here is the illustration number 1. What have you observed?
There is an angle.
Yes, you are correct. There is an angle. Thank you. Next. Okay, Chikan. What number did you pick? 2. Here is the illustration of number 2. What have you observed with the illustration?
Angle and ability.
Okay, correct. There is an angle and also a building. Thank you. Next. Gerald Van, what number did you pick?
Number 3.
3. Okay. Here is the illustration of number 3. What have you observed about the number 3 illustration?
There is a person forming
Yes, thank you. There is a person. Last. Next. Okay. Grace, what number did you pick?
Number 4.
Okay. Number 4. This is the illustration of number 4. What have you observed, Grace?
There is a bow and there is an angle.
Yes, there is a bow and angle. Okay, now you can proceed to your seat. Thank you for your cooperation for our first activity. But throughout our discussion, I want you to listen carefully. Those figures will be tackled later throughout our discussion. Throughout our discussion, I want you to listen carefully because at the end of our discussion, you are expected to identify the angle of elevation and angle of depression, and also you are expected to illustrate angle of elevation and angle of depression. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So before we proceed to our discussion, let's have first an activity. This is a second activity that is an important concept for our next discussion. So I will group you into 2. So we will have an activity in a form of group quiz. And I have here a worksheet for group 1 and group 2 with different scenario. Each group has a different scenario. What you will do is you will sketch a diagram to illustrate the scenario that is given in this worksheet. You are given 5 minutes to discuss with your group what you think is uncosmetical. And then, again, I have here a box. This box contains a name in a rolled paper. I will pick a random rolled paper in the box, and the chosen name on the rolled paper is the one who shared his or few ideas about the scenario. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go to your group. This is for group 2 and this is for group 1. Are you done, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, group 1, please post your illustration or your drawing. Group 2, please post your drawing. Okay. And also the worksheet, you have to post your worksheet with the person who will describe or who will discuss the scenario or their illustration. I will figure out roll paper with the name. Okay, group 1. Christian. Okay, explain your illustration.
This is a building. If in the given problem there is a building and the certain point provided an angle.
Okay, thank you. You may now take your seat. Group 2. Okay?
base of the tree, looking up the angle of the tree.
Okay, thank you. You may now take your seat. How was our activity?
Wonderful job, class. I am very impressed with your deep understanding and the creative applying of concept of angle. So now, do you have any clarifications or questions about our previous activity? No, ma'am. So, since you don't have any questions, I will be the one who will ask. So, how did you find the activity? Yes, Grace? Okay. Is it enjoyable? Yes, ma'am. Okay. So, what is the relationship between the two scenarios of our activity? Yes, Christian?
We have the same angles.
Okay, let's see later if it is right. So now, let me ask you, do you have any idea what is our next topic? About angles. What? Yes, or what? Can you read? Okay, our new lesson is all about the angle of elevation and angle of depression. Let us first tackle the angle of elevation. Do you have any idea of angle of elevation? So, angle of elevation. Anybody from the class would like to read? Yes, Alisa?
The angle of elevation of an object as seen by an observer is an angle between the horizontal and the line from the object to the observer's eyes, the line of the sign.
Okay, thank you, Alisa. You missed it. So now that you already know what is the definition of angle of elevation, based on the illustration in our activity, what do you think here portray the angle of elevation?
Number 3.
That number 3? Very good, Alisa. Number 3. Since angle of elevation is the object is higher than the observer. So I have here an illustration. So based from this illustration, you can find what is an angle of elevation. So there is a man standing here. So there is a plane and this is a dog. This is the horizontal line or the eye level of the man, and this is the line of sight of man if she look up to the airplane. Did you understand, class?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
now let us have a actual scenario. Can I call Alisa and Grace to come in front? Let us have an actual scenario about an angle of elevation. So this is Alisa. If she stands straightly and looks straightly, her angle or her line side or the horizontal line is looking at this position. If he look up to Grace's head, so Grace, he can form a line side. So between the horizontal line or the eye level of Alisa and the line of sight, if she look up to Grace's head, we can form an angle of elevation. Thank you, Alisa and Grace. You have to So the angle of elevation is in between of the horizontal line and the line of sight. If a person look up to a particular object. So do you understand, class? What is an angle of elevation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Since you already understand what is an angle of elevation, can I ask from the class if do you remember what is the trigonometric function? Are you curious why I tackled about the trigonometric function here in the elevation, angle of elevation? Okay, can I ask Christian what are the trigonometric functions?
Sine, cosine, and tangent.
Okay. The trigonometric function are the sine, cosine, tangent, or the SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA stands for sine, cosine, 0 point, yes.
0.0129.
0.129. Very good, class. So now, do you understand, class?
Yes, no.
So, I have here another example. Can I ask Chian to read the question?
Rachel is in the jungle. She was standing 5 meters away from the tree. If Rachel's line of sight is 1.13 meters and the tree is 10 meters tall, if Rachel's look up to the top of the tree, what is the angle of elevation?
Okay. Let me check your understanding. So I will give you 5 minutes to answer the problem and I will call somebody here later after you answer. Are you done, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can I ask Christian to answer the first question or the second question rather? Okay, can you explain to the class how did you derive the answer?
Um, Looking at the problem, the tree is 10 meters and the line of sight for Rachel is 1.30 meters. So we subtract 10, 1.30, so we come out 8.7, and the distance away from the tree is 5 meters. Substitute the value and transpose to tan and make it arctan 8.7 over 5, and the answer is 5 degree 32 minutes and 4 seconds.
Okay, very good. Did you understand, class, what is an angle of elevation and how to answer the angle of elevation using the formula of tangent?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let us proceed to angle of depression. Can I ask Chian to read the definition of angle of depression?
Angle of depression if the object is below the level of the
We simply substitute the value. What is the opposite side again, class?
100 meter.
100. The adjacent side, 300. So to find the angle of depression, we simply transpose tan to the right side, so it will become r tan degree of 100 over 300. So if we use calculator, shift tan of 100 over 300 is equal to, yes, Alisa?
83, 26 minutes and 5
8
seconds.
degree and 86 minutes,
And 5 seconds.
5 seconds. Okay. Thank you, class. So, now, let us see another example. Can I ask Grace to read?
From the top of a lighthouse, the angle of depression to a boat is 45 degrees. If the lighthouse is 100 feet tall, how far is the boat from the base of the lighthouse?
Okay. I will give 5 minutes for you to internalize and answer the problem, and I will call somebody to answer the question. Let's see if you really try to answer. Okay, Errol? It seems like you already have an answer. Another 5 minutes for Errol to internalize. You just simply substitute the value and transpose the tangent to the right side, and it will become the r tan degree of the substituted value. So Errol, okay, thank you Errol, very good. It seems like you already know what is an angle of elevation and angle of depression.
Do you have any clarification, class?
No, ma'am.
Since none, I will be the one to ask you questions. So how do you differentiate angle of depression and angle of elevation? Yes, Christian?
Angle of elevation is formed if an observer is look at an object above the horizontal line, and while angle of depression is formed when an observer look down to an object below the horizontal line.
Okay, that's correct. So angle of elevation is when the object is higher than the horizontal line, while the angle of depression is below the horizontal line. Okay? Now, to test if you really understand our discussion, let's have another activity. So in this activity, I will be posting on the board some figures, and what will you do is you will check whether if it is angle of elevation or angle of depression. Can I remove this one? I will call somebody to answer in the board. What will you do is you will just check on the box if it is angle of elevation and angle of depression. Any volunteer?
perched on a bird.
To the 3 looks down at the person. The bird observes the person at the angle of the 80 degree below the horizon right.
Okay, so I will give you 5 minutes to internalize the question or the scenario rather. And here is the question. Are you done, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, pass your paper to the front and I will be the one to check it. Okay, thank you. Now for your assignment, get your assignment notebook and write the following. So what will you do in your assignment is you will just illustrate and identify if it is angle of elevation or angle of depression. So any more questions about your assignment, class?
No, ma'am.
Okay, since none, let's call it a day. I hope you learned something from our discussion. And thank you for listening. See you in the next meeting. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.